Hi everyone, today we will learn how we have to draw this diagram, this flow diagram. I had created today itself this flow diagram. Now you can see on 3rd March, I think this date is 9th March 2022 at 12:35 p.m. I had created this particular diagram, flow diagram, because this is related to one of my research paper. So I just want to create that particular flow diagram, and beautifully I had created this flow diagram without paying any one particular software. Those are paid software available in the market, and those are the trial version, but still we cannot export these flow diagrams in our research paper. And these these softwares are leaving watermarks also, right? And we cannot use directly in our research papers. So what we have to do, we have to find out one solution how we have to draw these flow diagrams. So let me open. First of all, you have to log in with your ID, any Gmail ID. And after that, you have to open your this drive. And there are the 9 dots. And here is you can click on your drive. And when you will open this drive, so you can see here this one is the page will this interface will open. After that, what you have to do, you have to click here on new, and after this you have to click on more, right? And here is on this option, connect more apps. Please click here. So moment it will get open, you have to search here diagrams diagrams.net. You have to click here diagrams.net, and after that please click here. You have to download this particular diagram.net. How you have to download, let me show you. Here is, because in my case that is already installed, so I will uninstall then again reinstall. So, but in your case, because you are using first time this diagrams.net, so what you have to do, you have to click here is install, and after that easily it will install. Then after this you have to click here. After installing this particular app, what you have to do, again you have to click here on new, then you have to click here more. Then after this you can see here, this is the diagrams.net would be reflecting here, because once you had installed, then you have to click here, right? So it is loading. And after this you can give any because I am just giving this untitled name as demo. I am giving this name as demo flow diagram creation. I'm just giving this name. And this is there are number of flow diagrams are available. I mean, number of the templates are available. Flow diagram, this kind, it depends on you what kind of flow diagram you want to create. But there are n number of templates are available over here. But because my flow diagram is something is different, so what I will do, let me open this blank diagram. I had clicked on blank diagram. Then you can see here number of these things, flow charts and all these things. By default, what would happen, by default this would be grid will or grid would be already created. So I don't want any grid. If you want any grid, so you can click here. If you don't want any grid, you can unclick this and uncheck this box. And after that you can see here there are n number of icons are available over here, right? Arrows also, what kind of arrow you want to use, right? Hexagon also available here, circle, right? And eclipse. Here is now what we have to do, because I want to create flow diagram, flow chart. So I will click here. A moment I will click here, so you can see this number of the shapes would be available. So flow diagram, there is one particular type of thing here is how we have to start and how we have to terminate that particular flow diagram. So for to start, and this sign showing delay, right? When you want to show in any production process or in any flow diagram, you want to show delay. So you have to use this particular icon. After this, and you can see here manual operations, you can see documents, if there is any documents is attached, and database. This is for card, this is for data, and you can see this is preparation, and here is that will be start. For start purpose, you can use either this or you can use another one is this. So I'm going to use this start, right? And let me place it here, right? So first of all, in my case, let's say I'm talking about literature review. My process will start here, literature review. My process is start from literature review. And after this literature review, I want to, because I want to decide some my objectives, right? Let me, because this would be the decision making. So for decision making, you have to use this particular icon. So what I will do, I am going to write here, uh, let's say here is I will develop, I will develop research problem, research problem, research problem and objectives. Because I will find out these research problems and objectives only when I will go through these literature review. And you can increase or decrease this size also as per your requirement, right? So in that way, you can put it here. After this, let's say I want to, here is, let's say, here is, I want to say, let's say data collection, data collection, data collection. And you can write here data collection, and how you have to use arrows, I will tell you. A moment you will click here, you can see here, here is, you can see, uh, let me little bit, yeah, on the up, yes, when you will click on this arrow, you can see arrow is here, and after that you can correct it. So this arrow would be straight arrow, yes, little bit you can shift, right? And after that, or otherwise you can shift this part, then it would be straight. Now you can see this arrow is straight. After that, you can, yes, you can change this size also, because for the data collection, I don't want this much of size. So I can use this size, and again, I am going to use this down arrow, and you can see here it is, and when I will straight line, right? So this would be like this. And after that, let's say data collection, let's say you are, your research methodology, you want to use data collection through both these methods, primary and as well as secondary, right? So you can bifurcate this into two parts. Let me, first of all, I'm just putting up here, right? I'm just giving you an example, that is up to you, right? What kind of flow diagram you want as per your requirement. And you can see here, I can change this size also, little bit. I will do that. What happened? I think I should delete this. I don't want this. So, and let me squeeze this size, and let me increase this size, and you can see here. After that, suppose here is, I'm writing primary data, primary data, and here is, I'm going to write secondary, secondary data. I'm going to write secondary data, right? So here is, now you want to connect both these things with this particular icon. So you can use this also, annotation, right? And in this annotation, you can see this is the, let me get it here, this sign that will rotate this particular annotation sign. And after that, I can connect it here. And after this, I can resize it. You can see here, and I can resize this till here. And what I will do, accordingly I will shift this, accordingly I will shift this also, right? So primary data and secondary data, right? Let's say you are creating, and after that, let's say you are going for this particular research methodology. And as I have shown you, you can see here, like identifying research problems and objectives, and application of theories, right? What kind of theories I'm going to use, right? Yes, why I had written, because this was the decision making, whether I could be, yes, if I have find out my research problems and objectives, then it's fine. Otherwise, you can go back to your literature review, right? So what you have to do here is, what I will write here is how you have to write yes. Simply you can write here yes, right? Or if you would like to write no, so you can write no also, right? And you can see here, after that, after finalizing my theory of planned behavior and norm activation theory, then propose research model, right? After applying this proposed research model, then after that data collection, then after that data analysis and result discussion. So I can just create a block here. I had skipped that one, is the part that is up to you how you want to create it, right? So let me, I want, this one is the data analysis, right? Let me have one more box here, and this is the box, and let me resize this box. And after this resizing this box, let me, I should take it, these arrows also, you can click here these arrows, so automatically this arrow would be put it here. And after that, suppose I want to click here, right, on this arrow, and the same way this arrow would connect here. So you can see here how beautifully these arrows automatically adjusted. After that, what we have to do, let's say I'm writing here data analysis, data analysis, data analysis, and results, and results. After this, suppose I should resize this first. Yes, resize this first. And after that, suppose I want two boxes over here, right? One box is here, right? And another boxes I want to create over here. This is the next box, and I should re readjust both these boxes, and as well as resize both these boxes. Right. So what I will do in this box, what I am doing, there is, let's say, data validation, data validation, because first of all, data, we will reliability and data validation. Let's say reliability, reliability, and reliability and data validation, right? And here is, suppose I want to testing of the hypothesis, whether it has been proven, testing of hypothesis. So what you have to do, both these things you had created, and again you have to connect through this arrow, right? And this arrow directly you can take it in that way. And when you have to click here, right, and please click on this arrow, and you have to do it like this, or whatever is the you want to do, right? So now after this, I want to create one more box over here, and I want to say here, and let's say after that, let's say after all these things, let me, I'm writing conclusion. But for the conclusion, I will not use, because if suppose I am here is, I have used one more finally adoption of the model, so I am going to write finally adoption model. And after this, I would like to, let's say I'm writing here final model, final model, let's say I had used this term. And after that, you can see here, I want to terminate, right? So this would be terminator. Terminate means your process is finished, and in this particular icon, I'm going to write conclusion, I'm going to write conclusion, right? Conclusion. So here is, on this conclusion, I just want to stop my this process. And let me connect this, right? Connect this, you can connect it here in that way also. And here is also, you can see here how easily I had connected all those things. It depends on you how you have to put your arrow. Otherwise, what you can do, if you want to connect it in that way, so you can do that, right? Accordingly you can frame this. And now again you have to click here, then you can connect it through this arrow, right? So this my model is ready, this my flow diagram is ready. So what I will do, first of all, I want to, let's say you want to give some titles also. You can, here is your this one is the, you want to give colors also, and here is background, right? Suppose you want to change background, so I want to change background, right? So here is I can change this background also, right? And just a moment, apply, and after this again page grid I don't want, right? And in that way I'm sure you can use this particular flow diagram. Now, how we have to carry this particular diagram in your research work, how you have to save this particular diagram. Otherwise, what happened when we are creating all these flow diagrams in our PPT, it was not adjusted when we are carrying into our research work, when we are reporting in our Word document. So what you have to do, you have to simple export this particular flow diagram. So you have to click here, and after that import from, you can see here, or here is export as, right? So we are not importing, we are importing to where? In the Word document. So export as, here is, I am going to just clicking on PDF. So simply I had here is the crop sections only, grid, include a copy of my diagram, transparent background and all, whatever you want you can do it, and after that you have to press export. And there is the number of the options also. Either you have to save in your Google Drive, OneDrive, Dropbox, GitHub, right, GitLab, or device anywhere, because number of the people nowadays, I'm putting up, same is here, I'm putting my data on GitHub. And in the GitHub, right, I had put it my R studio data as well as my Python data also, I had put it over there. So you can put it as a, you can use it as a repository, and it is at par. Google Drive is also. So I am just, because number of the people are familiar with Google Drive, so I am using this Google Drive only, right? So here is no pick folder, right? Use root folder, because I don't want to save in a specific folder. I want to put it anywhere in my Google Drive. Those, that one is the my main folder, right? So let me check whether it is saved in my Google Drive or not, right? And I have to go there, right? And let me refresh this. And after this, after refreshing, yes, you can see here my file name is demo flow diagram creation, I had given just now in front of you. When I had clicked here, and now you can see here, this is my flow diagram. You can see here, this is my flow diagram that I had created in front of you. And wherever you want to give anything, and that the same flow diagram you can report in your research thesis, in your research paper. So I'm sure, I wish this video would be helpful to you. So keep watching. Thank you.